Hi everyone, Joe Mayo here. I want to tell you about a very fortunate occurrence that happened to me, and you don't usually get lucky like this. It has to do with medication and renewal of medication and how much money I saved. And I'd like to see that if by telling people this, maybe I can help some of you out there save some money on medication you may be taking. In this case, I'm referring to a blood thinner. Okay. I've been on blood thinner for a little over 3 years now, and I've been paying what I think is a lot of money for a 90 days supply, paying around $200 for the past 3+ years. Okay. And $300 is not slim pickings, let's put it that way. So I've been doing that. And then recently I needed a refill. And when I went to refill it, I was told that the price was now $300 for 90 days. Now, needless to say, I was not happy to go from $200 to $300. That's $100 per month. And I really have my heart going out to some of you out there who spend a lot more. I've heard there's some kind of medications that are way more than that a month, but still, because I'm retired and because I'm on a modest monthly income, let's say, between a small pension and also Social Security, I was not prepared for this $300 leap. Well, I called up my pharmacy and asked them if this was a mistake or this was really legitimate. Unfortunately, I was told, no, this is the fact. They jacked the price up by $100, $300. And there's nothing they could do about it. The pharmacy told me, you got to call your insurance company. So I called my insurance company. And usually when you call, it's hard to get a person. I got a really nice woman on there, a really nice older woman. And, I could understand her clearly, which sometimes you can't understand people. Very clear, easy to understand. And she was so helpful. She let me in a little tip that I want to tell you about. She told me that if I was to call the drug company itself, tell them that you want a savings code. They give you a series of numbers that are a savings code. I didn't know anything about this. And she told me that the $300 will go down to $30. That's right, $300 down to $30 for a 3-month supply, or, as she's put it, $10 a month. I go from $100 a month to $10 a month. Well, this sounded too good to be true to me. And, a lot of times there's the old saying, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So I called up the company, got another nice woman. Imagine that. Two nice people that I could understand. This was my lucky day. I mean, I've never had a situation where I can get through to a person and quickly, and it was pretty quick. And on the phone, the woman who worked for the company, she's the one that gave me the code, the savings code that I needed. I said, well, what do I do with these numbers? She said, go to your pharmacist and give them the numbers. And I actually called the pharmacist on the phone. I was able to give the code numbers on the phone. And do you know, when it was all done, I was amazed that the final cost for a 3-month supply of the blood thinner went from $300 to, get this, $10 for 3 months. Now, I actually spoke up and I said to the pharmacy, I said, are you sure there's not some mistake? I think it's $10 a month. Isn't it supposed to be $30? And the man said, nope, $10. I don't know if it was a mistake or some kind of problem, but no more. I wasn't going to argue anymore. I got $300 medication for $10. I saved $290. From what I understand, this is going to continue. This is not a one-shot deal. As long as they have the code numbers, this will continue for a while. I think there's a limit, a $2,000 limit or something, but imagine this. Maybe this is the same principle for another medication. Try it out. I can't believe it. I said to the woman, this sounds too good to be true. There's got to be a catch. She says, no catch. I don't get it. I don't know how they could charge $300. And I pity all the people that didn't know about these codes. Why do they do that? Why don't they just charge you the $10 or $30? Anyway, good luck to you out there. I hope this helped. And I hope a lot of you can save money on these ridiculous, absurd, big pharma medical fees. Cheers, everybody.